Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is, there's no excuse for your shitty guest intro, so stop it already. That's exactly how I feel when I press play on a podcast and I'm subjected to a lazy and long-ass guest intro. Are you one of these podcasters? Let's find out. And then let's fix it. In today's episode, I'm going to get right to the point and give you the very easy to follow guest intro format. Plus, I'll tell you how to use it. And then just in case you think your guest intros are just fine, thank you very much, I will reveal the most heinous crimes against guest intros so you can silently and privately determine how guilty you really are. Okay. So here is my 30 years in radio, 10 years in podcasting expert formula for a guest intro. Get your pens ready. All your guest intro has to do is tell me who they are and why they're here. And pens down. Thank you. Yes. Okay, we got that. Great. Okay, that is it. That is all there is to it. A concise and thoughtful intro means that you can get on to the interview sooner and deliver the value that your listener tuned in to hear. Now, you're thinking, but my guest wants me to sing their accolades. Who cares? The show isn't about them. Your listener wants what you promised in your title, so get to it. Now you might be thinking, but my audience needs to know all the background. No, they don't. Really? Who told you this? You think your listener pressed play to hear you recite a novel-length bio that covers every little detail from your guest's birth to their latest grocery shopping excursion? Guess what? They don't. And if they do, they can Google it. Let's instead assume that number one, your listener trusts you to only invite qualified people on your show, and two, that you believe they have the basic ability to Google that shit themselves if they want it. Okay, so now let's recap who they are and why you invited them. Now, don't be fooled by the simplicity of this. You have to do a little bit of homework to make that intro this concise. You have to. Don't be lazy here. You need to, number one, confirm the pronunciation of their name, and number two, confirm the most accurate and relevant title. So many of us wear 10 different hats, so make sure you pick the most relevant title. Nobody cares that they are the best-selling author if their book has nothing to do with the topic of the episode. The last and only other thing you have to do is connect the dots. This is where you're going to do a little bit of research on your guest because you want to be able to explain to the listener as in how it relates to them solving their problem or being entertained. In other words, what's in it for them? What are they going to get out of this conversation? How is this conversation you are about to have going to serve them specifically? I encourage you to have a conversation with your guests before your recording session. And if you can't do that in advance, then have a conversation before you hit record. Or even better, don't record your intro until after your interview. Yes, you can do that. And I highly encourage it. Check out episode 148 for more on this. It's called Want to Nail Your Podcast Guest Intro Every Time? Do this. The bonus here is that your guest doesn't feel compelled to awkwardly respond to their own intro. Okay, so this might be more work than you're currently doing, but that's your job as a host. And you'll be a better one if you do this. So serve your listener right off the hop by getting in, getting the intro done, and getting to the good stuff. You can always circle back to their Guinness Book of World Records for their longest apple peel later. Okay? Now, all right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Now, you know the perfect way to introduce your podcast guest, right? Yes, you do. We just learned that. So I want to ask you, is there something that you do when introing your guest that is not, I repeat, not in the perfect guest intro format that I just shared? Anyone? Yes, right. Okay, reading the guest's bio from their website, lazy. Correct. We don't have to do that anymore. Good. Love this. Keep them coming. Okay. Yes. Right. You didn't act surprised in the middle of reading their long ass bio because you're reading it from their website for the first time in your interview. Yes, I love that. You're right. We won't be doing that anymore. Correct. Okay, yes, here's another one. Good. Didn't mispronounce their name. Get corrected. Say it wrong again and not edit it out. I love that. Let's not do that. Okay, great. And here's one more. The big one. Anybody thinking about this one? The biggest offense to a guest intro. It's right in front of you. Yes? Right. The perfect guest intro format does not include and is never followed by tell us about yourself. Why? Because it's not a question. Very good. Okay, so some of you have done your homework and listened to episode 19. Yes, that was ages ago. Episode 19, all about why you should never say, tell us about yourself. All right. Great job, you guys. Now I think you're ready to introduce your next podcast guest like a pro. So get out there, tell your listeners who they are and why the hell they're on your show. And then get on with your kick-ass interview. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Look, introducing your guest efficiently is just being respectful of your listeners' time. Plus, it's your job as a host. I guarantee you'll never hear Anderson Cooper or Jimmy Fallon say to a guest, tell us about yourself. Even if they had all the time in the world, like some podcasters think they do, it's not what a great host does. Great hosts take care of their listeners and their guests. If you need more tips on becoming a great host, check out the performance category of episodes on my website or hit me up for a free one-on-one podcast coaching call. Ask me anything. Book your free 15-minute coaching call by using the link in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya.